Hi guys, good afternoon. My name is Trino. Today I'm going to start into that one of the workshop. By using to that Spring Boot and Reactjs, I'm going to start at that workshop guys. So this is that code operation I'm going to start it. So what are the technology? What are the skill set I'm going to using? I'm going to explain to that skill set, and I will use into that Reactjs. I will develop to that word a front end, and I will integration with the backend application with that front end by using React.js guys. So see here, this is that I'm going to creating a one scratch project guys. I'm going to creating one scratch project that is code operation workshop guys by using Spring Boot and with React.js. So you people can check here guys. I'm going to using Java and Spring Boot and MySQL database guys, right? And our front end purpose I'm going to use into that React.js framework, right? So guys, this is that today's session I'm going to explaining guys. So I'm going to implementing a project. This is the application I'm going to implemented with the scratch coding point of view guys. So everyone should be watch this video, and you can practice and you can implement yourself. If you have to that any questions, please comment me. I will reply you guys. Okay, I'm going to start it to that creating that project guys, opening to that sts id. I'm going to creating project as a employee management project guys, right? Employee management project I'm going to create it. So first of all, I'm going to create a scratch project. How I'm going to creating a project? You people can concentrate here, guys. Click on File, New Project, and you can select that Spring Starter project, guys. In STS ID, you can use to this is the way, guys. Creating a new project, right? My project name is that Employee Management. Employee Management. Employee Management application. So I'm going to using Java version as a 17 and my package as a jar. Instead of jar, I'm going to using var file guys, and my package name is that com.soft, and artifact ID is that employee management, and description is that Spring Boot application. Employee management Spring Boot application. Spring Boot employee management. Right. So package name I'm going to give a com.soft. Go to next, and we need to select what are the dependencies we have to require. So guys, you should be noted here what are the dependencies I am going to using here. First dependencies is that Spring Web dependencies I am going to using. Spring Actuator dependencies I am going to using. Spring, there is a Lombard dependency I am going to using, and Spring Dev tool dependencies I am going to using, and what guys, MySQL. I'm going to using database as a MySQL. That is the reason MySQL driver dependencies I'm going to using. Next one, Spring Data API dependencies I'm going to using guys. How many dependencies is there? You people can check here guys. Almost I'm going to selected 6 dependencies guys. Spring Web I'm going to selected. Spring Actuator I'm going to selected. Spring Lombard I'm going to selected. Spring DevTool I'm going to selected, and MySQL driver I'm selected, and Spring Data API dependency I selected guys. So if we have to use to that what guys, security, then we can use the security, but I'm not able to implement it security in that. So how we can integrate with that backend APIs by using React.js, I'm going to showing guys. Okay, so for that purpose, what should I to do? I'm going to creating a project here, guys. I'm going to creating a project. Click on next. Click on finish, guys. If I miss to that any dependencies, we can add later, guys. No problem. Employee management. Yeah, my project, it is going to creating that what, guys, jar file, it is going to loading from to that browser. We should be wait until completion of the 100%. And if we click onto that employee management project, there is that structure, folder structure is not created. We should be wait until completion of the creating a project folders, guys. We should be wait within 1 or 2 minutes, it will be created. Project is creating, guys. Not completed it. Until that, what are the we can take a what are the properties we need to take in entity class? We can create in where, guys? Go to that paint. I'm going to create it here, guys. See, this is that a employee entity. Inside that employee entity, what are the fields I need to require? So what are the data I'm going to collecting from the employees? I'm going to declaring here, guys. What should I to do? I'm going to creating as a class name, that is private integer empid or employee id. Right, guys? First property. Second property is that private string first name, employee first name, guys. It is first name. Next property, private string last name. Fourth property, I'm going to creating what, guys? I'm going to collecting to that email. So private string email id. And next property, I'm going to creating what, guys? Private what is that? Mobile number, right? So I'm going to use into that word, guys. Lang is that data type mobile number. And next property word, guys, I'm going to creating word, guys. This is the property. It is enough, guys. Right? If I have to require any others, then we can take later. Employee ID, first name, last name, email ID, mobile number, and employee salary also, right, guys? I'm going to taking employee salary here. Private double salary. This is the field I'm going to using, guys. Yeah, we can check, guys. The project created or not is almost completed 80%. Go and check employee management app is going to, yeah, project is created, guys. Means that structure was created, right? So until completion of that remaining part, I'm going to creating what, guys? Creating a packages, right? So we can click on to that where, guys, on main src main src slash main slash java. I'm going to creating what are the packages I have to require. So click right click onto that src folder, go to that new and select a what, guys? Package. I'm going to give into that package name as a com dot soft dot and entity, guys. This is that entity class. So that is the purpose I'm going to creating entity is that package, right? So after that I'm going to creating one more package, guys. That is that DAO package, guys. Com dot com dot soft dot DAO, right? Access object, right? Com dot soft dot DAO package. I'm going to create it. That third package is that I'm going to create it com dot soft dot service package. I'm going to creating. After that I'm going to creating repository package com dot soft dot repository, right? And next package I'm going to creating what, guys? I'm going to creating one more package, that is com dot soft dot what, guys? Controller is that one of the package, right? I'm going to get creating almost one. How many packages there is there, guys? 5 packages I'm going to creating. So I'm going to started my development, guys. What I need to do, first of all, I'm going to creating started my coding part from to that entity class. After that I need to go to that what, guys? Repository. After completion repository I need to go to that service interface. Inside in after completion that service interface I need to implement business logic inside that service in com.soft.service package. In that I'm going to creating one more class, that is that service impl class, and I need to implement my business logic. After that I need to implement what, guys? Controller layer. So this is the way we can implement, guys, right? So what are the first thing I'm going to doing, guys? If you don't know to how we can implement that project, then you people can remember here, guys. I'm going to give in that structure how I'm going to what where we can start that project. If you don't know, then you can concentrate. First of all we need to implement first step what, guys? Entity class implementation. Entity class implementation. First of all we need to implement entity class. After that second one what, guys? Create a repository. Repository interface. Repository interface. Third one service interface. Service interface. Fourth one service impl class. This is that business logic, guys. Fifth one what, guys? Controller class. Controller class we need to implement. So this is the order, guys. I'm going to implement it. How I'm going to creating as a steps here, same as like I'm going to implement to that step by step, guys, right? So guys, this is the video. It will be take sometimes, guys, because of it is that I'm going to give in that each and entire thing, guys. I'm not able to skipping anything, guys. I'm going to developing to that scratch. So you should be get a good knowledge into that, guys, right? So come to that project and you can select the entity class, and we can create a fields guys, what are the properties we have to require, and then we can create a class. So I'm going to use into that word guys, entity class. What is that entity class? Employee. My class name as a employee guys, right? Employee entity. Employee entity, you can give to that naming conversion guys. Employee entity is that my class name, and I'm going to create it here, right? After that, what I need to do, I need to declare to that properties guys. I'm not able to copy paste it here anything guys. I'm going to give into that scratch. So I'm going to creating what guys, properties private integer and employee id. Employee id is that first field, right? And I'm going to creating what guys, I'm going to creating to that next private string employee name. So that first name I'm going to give it, your first name, first name. Next property private string last name. Fourth property salary private double salary. Fifth property what guys, email id. So I'm going to taking string email id. Sixth property private what guys, long mobile number, right? This is the properties guys, right? So what should I to do here guys? See here, I'm going to creating a class guys, that is entity class. And in that I'm going to taking two more properties guys, created date and updated date. I'm going to creating when what guys, user created, when user updated, I'm going to creating these properties. So what should I to do here? I'm going to creating two properties private. This is that what guys, local date, local date, created date, variable name as a I'm going to give in created date, and private local date, property name as a updated date, right? So this is a property I'm going to taking here guys. So what are the annotation we I'm going to using for this? You people can check here guys. So I'm going to creating a, there is a word guys, I'm going to use into that at the rate entity, my class as a, if I want to use to that at the rate entity is that word guys. This is that stereotype annotation, that is jakarta dot persistent is that package guys. So I'm going to use into that at the rate entity annotation. After that I'm going to use into what guys, at the rate table, I'm going to using that annotation guys. And that table name I'm going to give in here guys, that table name I'm going to give in name equal to what guys, my table name as a employee entity, right? My table name, if I not able to give it that table name, by default that table name act what guys, it will be give as a class name guys. I'm going to give into that my class table name as a employee underscore entity guys. After that I'm going to using at the rate data is that annotation is there guys. What are the at the rate data annotation is means, it will be creating to that setter getter and hash code equals method, guys. So that is the purpose I'm going to use into that at the rate data annotation. You people can read it, guys, that it will be given that what is the purpose of this equivalent to the setter getters and required argument constructors and toString equals method hash code method, guys. Equals and hash code method is going to auto generated by using to the data at the rate data annotation, guys. So I'm not able to externally use into that word, guys, creating a setters and getters method. So after completion of it, immediately what is the second step is there, guys? I need to create a repository interface, guys. I'm going to create into that package. I'm going to go to that which package, guys, repository interface, and I need to create as a what, guys, interface. What is my interface name here? I'm going to give into that interface name as a user repository, sorry, employee repository, right? This is that my interface name, guys. That interface I need to extend, guys. Extend, I'm going to use into that extend keyword, and I'm going to using what, guys? Data jpa repository interface. I'm going to using jpa underscore, you can use the jpa repository interface, guys. That jpa repository interface, it will be asking to that, it is expecting to that two parameter, guys. What are the parameters? First one is that what, guys, entity id it is going to expecting, and second parameter it is going to expecting what are the primary key, guys, right? That primary key we are not able to give in here, guys. So for that purpose, what should I do? I'm going to using at the rate id, guys. At the rate id means it is act as a primary key, guys. So that if I want to make as a primary key, then there is a at the rate id is that annotation is there, guys. I'm going to using for that. So it is going to expecting to that our class name, that repository interface expecting two parameter, guys. That is first one is that employee entity class name, and second one is that what, guys, it is expecting to that primary key data types, guys. What is my primary key data types? You people can check here, guys. Employee id is that my primary key, data type is that integer, guys. That is the reason what should I to do here? I'm going to give it to that as a integer, right? So I need to import this class, guys. Yeah, done. This is that what, guys, repository interface has been completed, guys. So what is that my next steps is there, guys? I'm going to making, this is the interface I'm going to use into that. What is the annotation is there, guys? At that repository is that interface annotation is there, guys. Means this is the class, this is the interface act as a repository interface. Then we can use to that repository interface, guys. At the rate repository interface, right? So that second steps is completed. What is the third step is there, guys? I need to create a interface, guys, for the service interface. How I am going to creating the service interface? Go to that package com.soft.service package and right click onto that, go to new and create select to that interface, and interface name you should be give to that what, guys? Employee service, right? I'm going to give into that employee service as a interface name. Employee service is that my interface name, and in that I'm going to give into that what, guys? I need to create a what, guys? Declare that methods. So code operation related method. How many methods is there? What are the operation I'm going to do implemented? That operation related method I'm going to declare it in where, guys? Employee service interface only. So first of all, I'm going to creating a what, guys? Declaring to that method here. That is how I'm going to declare. This is that very important, guys. If you want to understand that requirement before read that your fdd after completion that fdd you should be analyzed, and you can decided here only, guys, what is that return type, and what are the parameter we need to pass, and how many APIs we are going to implemented, you should be analyzed here only, guys. So what I said you people can check here, guys. I'm going to creating a CUD operation, guys. CUD operation is nothing but, first of all, I need to insert the data. See here, guys, I'm going to give in that what service IMPL class, service IMPL service interface, employee service interface. I'm going to creating how many methods is there, guys. I need to decide it here. So what should I to do here, guys? I'm going to creating almost 4 operation is there, guys. How many operations is there? 4 operation. What are the operation is there, guys? First of all, I need to insert the data, right? Means saving the data. Insert the data means save the data. Save the data in database. Second operation, what, guys? Retrieve the data. Retrieve the data. I'm going to using what, guys? In I'm going to retrieve the data. Get the data from database. Right? So this is that my second requirement. Third requirement, what, guys? I need to, this is that all retrieve that get the all the data, guys. All data, get the all data from database, right? Retrieve all data. And what is my third requirement is, guys, I'm going to, after retrieving the data, single data, I need to what, guys? Update the data. Update the data. Inside, I'm going to editing the data, means editing the data, right? Update the data means editing the data. Fourth one, delete the data. Delete the data, guys. So I'm going to give in that is what, guys? Remove the data from database. Remove the data from database. Right? Delete the data from database. See, guys, this is that my requirement. This is that my word, guys. Based on this operation, I need to declare a methods, guys, inside that service interface. Right? Go to that service interface, employee service interface, and we need to create a method here, guys. How I'm going to creating? You people can check here. Public string return type I am going to, when my data inserted into the database, then I need to record as a response, that is string. That is the reason I'm going to taking as a return type as what, guys? String. Then I'm going to using what, guys? Save employee is that method, guys. So in this method, I'm going to passing what, guys? I'm going to passing to that what are the parameter we need to pass, guys? So that form data, what we have to give, that data we need to use, guys. That our class name we can use, but we are not able to declare to that what, guys? DAO class, guys. DAO class is nothing but that is what, guys? We can call as a what binding class, guys. Binding class is nothing but which data is coming from to that form, that data that is the purpose we are going to creating one of the class, that is DAO class, guys. So for that purpose, what are the parameter we need to declare in that, guys? I'm going to give into that come into that entity class, and inside that entity class we are not able to passing as a employee ID, and we are not able to give into that created date and updated guys, updated date. So that we need to fill the form what guys, first name we need to fill, second last name, salary, email ID and mobile number guys. This is the data we are going to creating in where guys, inside the DAO class guys. So you can right click onto that DAO package, com.soft.dao, create a one of the class, and we can create a, what is that my class name guys? Here I'm going to creating to that my class name as a employee binding. You can take as a employee DAO or yeah, or else we can take as a binding, employee binding guys. So what I'm going to doing here, I'm going to creating as a employee binding. You can take anything guys, employee binding is that class name I'm going to creating guys here, and in that I'm going to passing that parameter, how many parameter I need to give from that form. That is the purpose I'm going to give and declared here guys. How many parameter is there guys? 5 parameter is there. So that is the reason I'm going to declare into the DAO class, and we can use to that what are the annotation here guys, at the rate data, right? This is the Lombard dependencies, right? So see, this is the way we can create into that binding or DAO class guys. This is that 5 fields I'm going to sending as a request from to that form guys. So that is the reason that when I'm going to inserting the data in database, for that purpose inside that service class it is going to expecting parameter as a what guys, DAO class or binding, the DAO class or binding class it is going to expecting. So that is the reason I'm going to give in employee binding. So I'm going to give in that employee binding as a parameter, right? We can import that clause guys. This is that first method guys. What is that what is the first this is the first operation, and what is the second operation? You people can check here guys. After inserting the data in database, I need to retrieve the data guys. How I'm going to retrieving and how I'm going to creating that method, you people can check here guys. I'm going to give into that public, and see here guys, if only one record it is come, then that employee what guys, our entity class name it's enough. But my response is come to that word guys, entire data it will become, or only one data it will become guys. I need to retrieve that all the data, means retrieve that entire data. That is the reason my return type word guys, list I'm going to take in as a list of entities guys. I'm going to create into that list of employees entities, right? Employees, employee entity, right? This is that what guys, my method get all employee, this is that get all method get all employees, that all employees, not employee, employees. And yeah, so this is that we can java dot util dot list we can import. Yeah, done guys. This is that, no, it is not able to expecting to that any parameter guys. I'm not able to give in any parameter. After that, what should I to do here guys? I'm going to creating, after complete retrieving that all the data. I don't, next operation is that what guys, I don't want to see that entire data guys. I want to retrieve only single data. So for that purpose I'm going to creating one more what guys, API, that is public employee entity. Only one record I'm going to retrieving. Get get employees guys, not get all employee, get employee. Get single employees. That is the that is the purpose I'm going to using what guys, it is expecting to that what, based on user ID I need to retrieve that guys, based on user ID, employee ID. So I'm going to pass into that user employee ID, integer employee ID. Integer, right? So this is that third operation. Fourth operation is that what, guys? I need to update the employees or edit that employees. So for that purpose, I'm going to using public what only. I'm going to getting what, guys? After updating the data, what we have to require, that return type what we have to require. So once that the data is updated, I need to return the data as a what, guys? String data inserted successfully, like that I want. So that for that purpose, what should I to do here, guys? I'm going to creating that what string is that return type. String update employee. Only one employee, so I'm going to updating at a time, guys. That is the reason I'm going to using update employee is that method, guys. And in that method, it is going to expecting what, guys? It is going to first of all retrieving the data based on that ID. It will be retrieving the data, and which data we need to edit, and after that we need to save the data, guys. Again that it will be saved into that same row. It is not a new row, guys. So for that purpose, we need to pass as a what, guys? ID as well as what, guys? Entity class name it will be expecting. So I'm going to give in that integer is that user employee ID, and employee ID comma next parameter what, guys? Employee entity employee, right? So this is that this is the parameter I'm going to using. So that this is that fourth operation, guys. What is that fifth operation? After completion updating the data, I don't want one particular employee, guys. So I'm going to deleting. So if I want to delete a functionality, there is a what is the fourth operation is there, guys? Delete the data, right, from the database. I need to remove that employees. I don't want. I don't want to that employee, a particular employee. That is the reason I'm going to delete. So there is a one of the delete operation we need to implement. So for that purpose, I'm going to creating one of the API, guys. That is what I'm going to get taking to that after completion of that my delete that employee is completed. Then I need to require what, guys? One of the return type. So employee deleted successfully. So what it will be expecting return type as a string, guys. String is that return type, and method name is that delete delete employee. Only one employee I'm going to deleting. That is the reason I'm going to taking what, guys? Delete employee as a method name. And based on what it is going to deleted, guys? Based on that employee ID, integer employee ID, right, guys? This is the method. This is that REST API. We can call as a REST API, guys. It is. You can call as a one API. We can call as a REST API. We can call as a methods. We can call as a what, guys? There is a multiple name is there, guys. That REST, how many REST APIs we have to require? That REST APIs we can declare inside that it can be decided, guys. Here, this is that interface can be decided, right? So after that what, guys? It is that completed. After that what should I to do? I need to implement to that business logic, guys. I need to implement that business logic. See here, guys. Am I given to that anywhere? No. Service impl class. What is that? My third one is there, guys. I need to create a service impl class. How I'm going to creating that service impl class? Go to that com.soft.service. You can right click on that and create a new select onto that new, and there is a class is there, guys. You can click onto that class, and you can give that your class name, guys. I'm going to give in that my class name as a employee service IMPL. This is that naming conversion we should be followed, guys, in real time. Okay, yeah, it has been completed creating to that what, guys, service IMPL class. It is going to create it. After that, what should I to do here, guys? I'm going to extending that what, guys, interface. Which interface I'm going to implemented? Employee service is that interface I'm going to implementing. So we can use that implement keyword, and which interface we are going to implement means what are the method implementation. This is that only word, guys. Service employee service is that declaration. This is that API declaration is done, but I need to implement, guys. This is the business logic I need to implement. So that is the purpose I'm going to using word, guys. This is the interface I'm going to implementing in where, guys, in that service IMPL employee service IMPL class, guys. So I'm going to implementing immediately. It is going to throw into compile time error, guys. Add unimplemented methods. So that unimplemented method came from to that where, guys, employee service interface. So I'm going to implementing APIs one by one, guys. You people can check here, right? So before that, what we have to do, we need to create what, guys, repository, because of I'm going to saving the data, right? So for that purpose I'm going to using to that data API repository interface, guys. There is a data API repository interface can contain to that what, guys, CUD operation methods. I'm not able to creating to that developing to that separate to that data API interface implementation methods. I'm going to using to that already some method is implemented in data API repository interface, guys. That method I am going to using in my service IMPL class. So what should I to do here, guys? I'm going to using to that creating private what is my repository interface name here, guys? Private employee repository, right? Employee repository, I'm going to give in that repository reference variable as a employee repo. This is that my reference variable, guys. So we need to import this class. Control Shift O you can use, or else it will be, if you are not able to give a proper name, it will become as error. So what we have to do, go to that repository interface and you can copy it. Come to the service IMPL class and you can paste here. Done. So Control S, Control Shift O. Done. Right, guys. So I'm going to use into that word, guys, at the rate auto void is that annotation is there, guys. Instead of creating to that object as a new operator, that at the rate auto void, it will be creating to that word, guys, object for to that my employee repository interface. Okay. IOC container will be take care by that word, guys, creating of a object. After that, what should I to do here, guys? I'm going to implementing my business logic. You people can check here, guys, how I'm going to implementing. First of all, I'm going to get what, guys, saving the data, guys. There is a data, it will become, guys, in that binding data binding variable can having to the data. So I need to save the data, guys. So how I'm going to saving, you people can check here, guys. You can take to that repository interface reference variable dot, there is a what, guys, save method is that. Before save that method, what we have to do, guys, but that binding data is not able to save in directly, guys. This is that binding data, but that save method expecting what, guys, entity class. You people can check here, guys. This is that binding data DAO class, it's not able to, it is not able to saving directly, guys, right? So for that purpose, what should I to do here, guys? I'm going to creating to that one more class, guys. What is that? Not creating, I'm going to converting one class to another class, guys. So for that purpose, I'm going to creating, right? So guys, here is that I'm going to doing a small mistake here. because of I need to change. It is not a DAO guys, DTO, right? Data transferring object, right? So rename this, refact, rename, and we can do that what guys, DTO, okay, and will be converted as a DTO package. Go to that DTO class, it will be also DTO only, right? And come into that where guys service IMPL service interface, it is comes under as a DTO. Yeah, it is done. So inside that service IMPL class, what should I to do? See guys, when I am going to passing as a parameter binding, it is not able to take that save method. It is expecting that only entity class guys. What is my entity class name? Employee entity. So that request coming as a employee binding, that employee binding I need to convert in where guys, employee entity. How I am going to converting here is that conversion is that required guys. How I am going to converting from one class to another class. What is the mean of DTO guys? DTO is that data transferring object, means is going to converting from transferring the data from one object to another object, one class object to another class object. So employee binding is that one class object. I'm going to converting what guys, employee entity class. I'm going to converting. How I'm going to converting? You people can check here guys. First of all, we can create as a employee entity, right? Employee entity is that class name is there guys, employee entity em employee equal to new employee guys. I'm going to creating as a new employee object, right? So what should I to do here guys? I'm going to converting to that object as a what, in employee entity I'm going to converting. How I'm going to converting? You people can check here guys. I'm going to using what guys, there is a bean utils is that class is there guys. Bean utils is that class name. This is that class name guys. Bean utils dot copy property. Copy property is that what guys, there is a method bean utils dot copy property. Bean utila utils dot copy property. No, here is the spelling mistake. Em, not here is the em guys. Bean utils dot copy property. Copy properties is that first method guys. Copy properties is that method is there. So it is expecting what guys, target class and source class. What is the destination? What is that word guys? Source. So our source class is that employee binding, and target class is that employee entity guys. We need to converting from one class to another class, right? So binding is that my reference variable, employee is that my target class guys. You people can check here, right? So binding is that my reference variable of that employee binding. Employee is that what guys, reference variable of that employee entity guys. I'm going to converting. So this data binding data, it is going to copy it into that where guys, inside that employee. So employee is nothing but what guys, employee entities only. So this is the data we can pass to that where guys, inside that entity class only. See that error is gone out, right? So after completion it, so it will be given to that one return type guys. What is that string data? It can, employee entity can be given as a return type guys. So once my data is storing successfully, then I need to retrieve what guys, string data I need to retrieve. Or else what you have to do guys, you can take as a parameter here employee, because if you want to store that data stored or not, you can use to the return type as a employee, no problem. But I'm going to use into string, right? So I'm going to return in the data as a string. Employee data stored successfully. Once that employee data is stored successfully, then this string I need to return guys. Okay, we can check it, right? This is that one API has been completed, guys. One API service, what guys, business logic has been completed. So can we check, guys, this API is working or not? Can we check? So for that purpose, we need to go to that where, guys, inside that controller class, and we can create a one of the controller class, that is employee controller. I'm going to creating one employee controller, guys. Employee controller. Employee controller class I'm going to create it here, and in that I'm going to using one of the annotation, that is at the rate rest controller is that annotation is there, guys. I'm going to using this rest controller class. This is when I'm going to using at the rate rest controller class, rest controller annotation. This class act as a controller class, guys. Rest controller class, it will be act, right? So for that purpose, I'm going to creating to that word, guys. I need to take here that controller class take a request and process that response and give the response, guys, right? So for that purpose, I'm going to creating one word, guys, request method. So how I'm going to creating, you people can concentrate here, guys. Public response entity. This is that HTTP response entity is that class is there, guys, and I'm going to give in as a string as a input return type, guys. So here I'm going to give in that method name, API name. What is my API name here? I'm going to give into that save, right? uh, Store, yeah, store employee, store employee. Only one employee I'm going to store in, right? So in that I'm going to return the data. Return, you can use to that word, guys. Yeah, before that you should be use word, guys. I'm going to taking that response controller class. It will be take a request, right, guys? This method can be take request as a word class, guys. Binding class. What is my binding class? DTO package. There is a DTO package. Employee binding is the right. So I'm going to passing that class as a parameter here. Employee binding, right? Binding is that my class name. I'm going to passing as a reference variable binding. Control Shift O, right? So after that, what should I to do here, guys? I'm going to write that what, guys? I'm going to passing that parameter to that service class, service IMPL class. This is that parameter I need to pass, right, guys? So for that purpose, what we need to do here, guys, there is a service IMPL class is there, right? That service IMPL class I need to create as a auto void here. How I'm going to creating private employee service IMPL, right? So I'm going to using what, guys? Service IMPL, yes, employee service. This is that my reference variable, guys. Control Shift you can use. That error is gone out, and you can use to that direct auto void. Auto void is that annotation. After that, what should I do here, guys? Employee service reference variable. I need to pass parameter as a binding. So Control V dot, what is the method name here, guys? Save employee. This is that method inside that service IMPL class. I'm passing to that what method parameter here, guys. Binding class we need to pass. That is that binding, right? So it has been completed. So what I need to do, it will be give to that word, guys. It is going to given as a one string return type, guys. Because of that service IMP, there is a save employee method return type word, guys, string. That is the reason it is going to returning word, guys, string, right? So what should I to do here, guys? I'm going to returning the data. How I'm going to return? You people can check here, guys. New response entity. I'm going to use into that HTTP response entity class, and inside that word, guys, I'm going to using one string object, and one is that HTTP status code, guys. I'm going to using to that HTTP status code. For that purpose, I'm going to passing one parameter. It is expecting two parameter. One is a string, one is a HTTP status, guys. So what should I to do? I'm going to, when my data is inserted successfully, then that end user to will get a response as a data stored successfully. What is the data? Employee data. I'm going to using employee data store successfully, right? And that second parameter, what is the second parameter we need to pass, guys? Use to that http status data. Okay, I'm going to using that. Okay, right, guys. So what is the mean of that http status? Okay, is nothing but that state http status. There is a word, guys. Http status code is there. That http status is that word, guys. When I'm going to using okay, it will be given what, guys? Response code as a 200. 200, when we get that 200, then my data is stored in successfully, we can understand, right? So this is the way we can implement it, guys. So I'm going to using what method here, guys? At the rate post mapping. This is that http methods. Post mapping is that my http methods, guys, and I'm going to using to the endpoint URL. How I'm going to using your endpoint URL, you people can concentrate here, guys. Inside that at the post mapping, I'm going to using this is that what, guys? My save employee. Save employee is that my endpoint, guys, right? And it is expecting what, guys? It is going to expecting to that sending that request as a one of the annotation, that is response sorry, request body. Request body is that annotation is there, guys. Request body, yeah, done. So this is the way we can implement to that controller class for to that saving the data, guys, right? Can we check, guys, is really working or not? Can we check my REST API is working or not? Can we check, guys, it? Yeah, we can check now. So what should I to do? I'm going to using to that REST endpoint and go to that there is a postman, yeah, is there, right? I'm going to opening to that postman. No, here not opened, I think. Uh, yeah, we can open here. If I want to test my API is working or not by help of Postman or Swagger API, but I am going to using currently Postman, guys. Yeah, guys, before that we need to configure to that my watch configuration. We need to application properties, we need to configure here. That application properties is nothing but what is my database. We need to database related properties we need to configure. I already copied somewhere. Where is that? Yeah, you can copy it and we can paste here, guys. And my database name I'm going to using. What is my database name? Yeah, I'm going to using my database name as a what? Employees database. Yeah, employees database. I'm going to creating this database in MySQL database. We can go here and we can create database, guys. First we need to create as a database. Create database. Database name as what, guys? Employee database. If it is already existed, it's not able to create, right? So my database has been created. So next I need to use that database, guys. There is a use keyword and database name. We can use it. So there is a somewhere it is going to create it. Where is my database employee? I'm going to clear it. Yeah, database has used it. So it is going to create it. I will check. I will show you where my database is created. See here, guys. This is that my employee database is created, right? So after that, what should I do? Go to that postman, and we can use to that word, guys. There is a we need to pass send that request, right? Use to that post request type as a post, and we need to pass. And one more thing, guys, we need to give that what is my here controllers. My port number I'm going to give in what, guys? 80 or 8333, guys, right? This is my port number, right? So first of all, I need to run this application, guys. I need to run this application. After that, I need to send a request. Run run as Spring Boot application. If I did any mistake, it's throw into that exception, guys. If it is not, then it will be completions of that word, guys, running my application. There is a following that annotation auto word required true where injection has that following. There is a service IMPL class. We are missing to that at the service IMPL annotation. Go and create what, guys? Use to that service IMPL class. Service service at the service annotation. Right now we can run this application. Yes, guys. My application running port number on 833 sorry triple three, right? So we can by help of this port number we can save the data, guys. Go to that postman and what is my rest endpoint URL, guys? Save employees. Go and controller class. Go to controller class. Copy this rest endpoint. Copy it and use to that word, guys. Save employee, and we can send that request. That is go to that body, and there is a raw data, JSON data, right? I'm going to using what, guys? This is that my previous data. I'm not able to using it. So what are the properties we are going to using? Go to and check my what are the form data here, guys. Form data is nothing but DTO class. DTO class for properties we need to give first name, last name. I'm going to copy it, guys. First name I'm going to copy first one. Second name, last name, salary I'm going to copy it, email ID I'm going to copy it, and mobile number I'm going to copy it. Come to that postman and we can use. See here, guys, there is a window V, window V, right, guys? There is a window V, that option is there. What is that first parameter? First name, right? I'm going to using inside that this is the JSON data, guys. How I'm going to creating JSON data, if people can check. First name, what is my first name? I'm going to give in as a Srinu, first name, comma. And what is my next data, guys? Next data is that last name. Last name is that my second data. So for that purpose, I'm going to give in as a last name as an enum. Right? First letter I'm going to give in as capital letter, comma, and what, guys? Third parameter what here? What is my third parameter? Salary. Salary is that my third parameter, and I'm going to using what, guys? Salary I'm going to give in not inside a double quotation. I'm going to give in as what, guys? 25K. Right? Comma. What is the next? Is that next parameter, guys? Email ID. Email ID only. Yeah, we can check it again. Email ID n dot strino 23 at the rate gmail.com. Right, comma, and what is the my fourth parameter, fifth parameter, guys? Mobile number. Mobile number I'm going to passing what, guys? I'm going to passing some data. Right, this is the way I'm going to pass. How many parameter is there, guys? 5 parameter. Go and check into the DTO class. First name, last name, salary, email ID, and phone number. First name, last name, salary, email ID, and phone number. Yeah, it has been done. So I'm going to sending as a request, guys. First of all, when I'm going to sending that request, this data, it will be injected where, guys? It will be injected to this class, and this class injected to that value and go to that controller class as a request. Where is my controller class? That controller class taking as a request, and that it will be sending to that what, guys? Save employee method, and go to that IMPL class, service IMPL class. There is a what, guys? Here is that binding class, and this is the data it is going to come in, and that data what it is going to doing here, guys? It is going to converting that binding data converting into that employee class. So when this binding data converted into that employee class, that first name, last name, email ID, mobile number, that value can be injected in where, guys? Inside that employee entity class. It can be injected here. First name, last name, salary, employee ID, mobile number, it will be injected. Right, guys? But I'm not able to using to that created date and updated it. Employee ID. Employee ID automatically it will be created, guys. But I'm going to given to that word, guys. Here there is a created timestamp and updated timestamp is the two annotation is there. Created timestamp means it will be give to that created timestamp, and one more what, guys, annotation is there, that is updated timestamp. Right, this is the properties we need to take. It will be auto compile this application. Right, so, and this is the data. See, employee ID automatically it will be increased, guys. That when that binding class converted into that employee class, that employee can be holding that values, guys. First name, last name, salary, email ID. From that, where, guys, this is the data. It will be injected to that next where inside that entity class, and this data it can be stored in where, guys? Inside database, where I'm going to using that service IMPL class. See, guys, after converting that data inside that entity class is going to give into that what, guys? Save method. That data it will be go and save into that where? Save method. Right, guys? So that is the reason it is going to injected here, guys, right? That what is the purpose of employee repository is nothing but employee repository is having to that save method. So it will be take care by to that database, guys, right? So I'm going to sending the data. You people can check here, guys. I'm going to sending, but before go to that sending the data, if people can check here, guys, there is a table. You can refresh here, guys. Any data is there or not, you can check. First of all, that table, that employee entity table is created. When I'm going to running my application, employee table is created. But new people can check here, guys. There any data is there, guys, here? No data. How many entity, what are the properties available into that entity class? That entity class property is going to create as a field, guys. Employee ID, created date, email ID, first name, last name, mobile number, salary, updated date. So I'm going to sending the data from to the postman. If people can check here, guys, I'm going to sending as a request. Click on to that send button. Is sending the data or not? We can check here, guys. 500 internal server. I think 500 internal server it is getting. Post employees. Is sending to that where go to that console 500 server. There is a internal server, guys. Internal server is nothing but we can check to that coding part where we did that mistake. What is the error it is going to get me? Default method invoking method interface ping data comma. There it is SQL executor method. Go native methods. Go up. We need to resolve these issues, guys. Employee management. MySQL dialect does not need to be specified explicitly selected by default. Go and check into that where, guys. Inside the application properties, some error from hibernate.dialect.mysql dialect properties. SQL is true. Yeah, I did any mistake here. Employee. Yeah, this is the found.mysql class name, port number, and hibernate. This is not required. I'm going to remove it. Control S. Does not need to specify explicitly. So what we have to do, we can comment it, guys. Control S. Go and run our send it request. There is a 500 internal server error. Cookies header. Where is my console here? Console. Post method, first name, last name, salary, um, localhost 833, save employee. Post method I'm going to send internal server error. So go and check, refresh employee is not able to save. I'm going to running my application one more time, guys. Spring Boot application. Private class name default is created. Okay, has been completed, guys. Go and check 833 port number it is running. I'm going to sending that request again. Why? What is the issue here? Post method 800 that server error. Server error is nothing but the body is more than 10 KB and can only view edit trace timestamp 500 error trace before calling persistent path slash save employee save entity must be manually entity employee identifier of that identifier of entity com.soft.entity employee entity must be manually, guys. So what we have to do, there is a watch we need to use to that employee entity class. We need to use what, guys? At the rate id generated value at the rate generated generated value and type of uh, identifier value generated value, guys. We can give that generated value. What we need to give by admin server generated value. There is a value that one of the tag is there, guys. We can check one more time. Yes, employee data stored successfully, guys. Right? Employee data stored successfully. Go and check. I'm going to refresh this application. See, guys, employee ID 1. This is the data it is going to insert it, guys. This is data I'm going to insert it. Right? I'm going to insert into that second data, guys. First name I'm going to give in Mahesh Marina, and I'm going to give in what, guys, 35,000 Mahesh. Email ID I'm going to create in here. I'm going to give in some dummy data. I'm going to sending one more request. Second data also it is going to create it. Employee data stored successfully, guys. Then I'm going to refresh. Second data also it is going to create it. My employee ID automatically it is going to incremented guys. I'm not able to create it. Data JP it will be take care. Right? Third data I'm going to give in Suresh 45,000 email ID. I'm going to give in what guys here. Yes, is that email ID and mobile number I'm going to give in different. Send that request and it is going to store it guys. Three data I'm going to store it. Three data it will be visible guys. That ID automatically it is increased. Right? No problem. Yeah. So guys, that is that one of the API has been completed. That right? So that first API has completed guys. So I need to implement to that second API. What is my second API guys? What is my second API here? My second API is that say what guys? Inside the data is completed. What should I to do next data guys? I need to retrieve all data guys. I need to retrieve that all data. So I'm going to implement in that business logic here guys. Now is that very simple. Go to that get all employee date method. So I'm going to use in that reference variable of that repository interface. Control Shift delete and I'm going to using what guys employee report dot find all is that method is there guys. It will be give to that list of object. That list of object I am going to returning to that word guys or to that list of employee. See has been completed my business logic. Go to and implement into the control rest controller class where it is employee controller. I'm going to implementing one REST API guys. How many REST APIs is there? Those many REST APIs we need to create in controller class. Right? I'm going to creating second REST APIs guys. Public response entity or what I'm given to that word guys list of employees right guys control Z. So list of employees employees list of employees and my method name what I'm going to give in here my method name as a retrieve right retrieve all employees right this is that my method name right I'm going not able to pass in here guys anything so java it will list yeah that employee my what is my employee class name here I'm going to using employee where is my employee entity not employees guys employee entity control shift O and I need to return the data. Before returning the data, I need to pass. I need to retrieve the call that service IMPL class method. So for that purpose, I'm going to using a control C, control V dot get all employee from service class, and that service class it will be give list of employees guys. Is given to my list of employees object, and I'm going to returning the data. Return new response entity. I'm going to passing what guys? I'm going to passing to the two parameter here guys. One is that what all employees. I'm going to passing all employees. Second parameter what guys? I'm going to passing HTTP status code. HTTP status HTTP status dot code. Right? This is my second REST API. I'm going to give in the REST endpoint. I'm going to using at the rate get mapping at the rate get mapping. Get mapping is that API is there. So I'm going to give in that REST endpoint URL plus get employees. Get employees. This is at my REST endpoint URL, guys. I'm going to using it this REST endpoint URL and go and check. I need to retrieve, guys. That data I'm going to retrieve. So I'm going to using what method here, guys? Get method. This is the HTTP get method. I'm going to using endpoint URL for to that what, guys? Get employees. I need to retrieve the data from database, guys. How many data is there? Three data is there, guys. I need to retrieve this three data, right? You can click on send data, send button. It will be written. There is a what, guys? Issues is there. What it is going to give in empty data console save employees get employees. Yeah, am I done properly here? Yeah. So at the rate get employee control, yes, we can do. And go to the first of all in browser also, guys. Browser also we can retrieve the data. So for that purpose, I'm going to using, where is my, yeah, we can use here, guys. Localhost 833/control V get employees, right, guys? Yeah, here getting that all the data, guys. I'm getting to that all the data here. Employee ID 1, 2, 3. Three data it is getting. But what is the issue inside that postman, guys? So first postman it will be retrieved. There is a raw data. Yeah, it is getting, guys, already. Right? This is the first data. Second data. Salary 35,000. Yeah, this is the three data it is going to returning, guys. Okay. Headers, cookies, body. Yeah, this is the data it is going to get. Yes. Right. So second API also completed successfully, guys. I'm going to implementing third APIs. What is my third APIs, guys? If people can check here, guys, retrieve all the data. Yeah, third data is that what, guys? I need to retrieve is that only single user, guys. Retrieve single user. Retrieve only one data. Only one data. Right? Get single user. Single employee from database. From database. Right? I'm going to implementing this APIs, guys. Go to that service IMPL class. There is a get employees, that one of the REST API is there. Control D, Control Shift D. So I'm going to getting the data, guys. First of all, I'm going to retrieve that. How I'm going to implementing that API, so people can check. First of all, employee report dot there is a find by ID is that method is there, guys. I'm going to passing employee ID. Based on that, I need to retrieve particular employee ID, right? It will be getting, right? If it is doesn't have, then that what guys, there is optional clause. If it doesn't have, it will be avoiding to the null pointer exception. Control C. I'm going to checking that condition, that data, which one ID I'm going to passing, that data is there or not, I need to check. So for that purpose, what I need to do, I'm going to using that if condition. If ID is there or not, I need to check. By ID, or else you can use to that user ID, employee ID. Employee ID. Employee ID, right? Employee IDs, I'm going to give an as a plural because of already that reference variable is there. Is present dot is present method I'm going to invoking. Then what I need to do here guys, is present method, it will be checked data is there or not. So I'm going to use into that get method, it will be written employee IDs dot get method, it will be give to that a particular employee guys. This method it will be give to that particular employee. Control Shift L, employee entity, right? Then I'm going to returning the data. Return what guys? Employee entity. This is that employee entity expecting, right guys? So I'm going to returning it. Done it is, right? If that ID, which one ID I'm going to passing, if the data is not available, then throws what guys? I'm going to using throw new employee employee entity. Yeah guys, I'm going to later I'm going to implement as an exception. So else I'm going to using else block. Return null guys. If doesn't have the data, it will be returned to as a null, right? So I'm going to implement it. Go to that controller class. We can implemented one more REST APIs. So for that, I'm going to using public response entity. I'm going to using what guys? Employee entity, right? Employee entity and get employee get employee is that method. I'm going to passing what guys here. I'm going to pass into that one user ID, employee ID. So that is integer employee ID, right? So it will be so less. I need to call pass that parameter as a employee ID service employee service dot get employee, and we need to pass ID, right guys? Has been completed. So I'm going to using what guys? Return new response entity. I'm going to passing two parameter here. One is that this employee ID it will be returning to the what guys? Employee ID, sorry, employee object. So we need to pass this employee object as a first parameter. Second parameter I'm going to give and what guys? HTTP status. Okay. Dot okay. Right. So I'm going to using endpoint URL, that is at the rate get mapping and I'm going to passing as a what guys endpoint URL as slash get employee single employee, right? And we need to pass what guys, there is a path variable we need to pass as a what guys slash id. I'm going to pass my employee id what guys, I'm going to give an employee id as a parameter, and I'm using that is what guys get the red path rm is that annotation is there guys path variable, right? Control s, it has been completed guys, done. I need to check this API working or not. Go to that browser and we can check. First of all, before go to the browser, I'm going to using here Postman flash. What is the ID is there, guys? 123 is there, right? I'm going to retrieve the third ID, guys. Send a request. That third ID data it will be written. Employee ID, first name. Yeah, this is that employee ID, guys. I need this is the data it is getting. Second ID I need to get. Second ID I need to get. Second ID also it is getting. Third ID I need to get, guys. First ID. First ID also it is getting, guys. Based on that ID, it is going to getting the data, guys. Right? Single user. Right? So this is the way we can use to get the data, guys. If you want to get come to the browser, then you can use it. No problem. I'm going to paste that endpoint URL. See here, guys. That data also getting here. No problem. Done. Third API also completed successfully, guys. Right? So I'm going to implemented fourth APIs. What is the fourth APIs is there, guys? If you can check, update the data. Right? I need to update employee data. I need to update, guys. Right? So for that purpose, I'm going to implementing to that rusty APIs. Go to that service IMPL class, and there is a word, guys. Update employee. Control shift delete, we can delete it. And first of all, what I need to do here, guys, based on that employee report method, I'm going to getting the data, then I need to update the data. First of all, I need to retrieve the data from database, then I need to update the data, guys. We can concentrate here. I'm going to getting the data. Find by id. Find by id is that method I'm going to passing as a parameter. If it is available, will be get. So that optional class it will be get. See, this is that employee data. I'm going to employee data, right? I'm going to give in that parameter as a what is employee data. And I'm going to checking. I need to get the data, guys. See, I'm going to checking that data is there or not by using help of if condition. Employee data dot is present, based on that id is there or not, I'm going to check. If there, I need to retrieve the data by using get method. That get method it will be returning to that what, guys, employee object, right? So if it is available, then that data it will be give, guys. So I'm going to returning that data, guys. Yeah, I'm not able to returning that data. After that, what is that my operation here, guys? I need to update it. There is a data is update, data is there, guys, but I need to update this data. That data means entity class only. So I need to get the data and I need to set the data. So for that purpose, what should I to do here? I'm going to set the data, guys. Set what I need to set here, guys, only for few fields, and few fields only I'm going to setting. How I'm going to setting? What is the first name? First name I'm going to setting from where, guys? Employee, from to that employees, right, guys? Dot get first name, right? So this is the way we can update the data. Employee entity, setting the data. Getting from where, guys? Employees, and setting to that same employees, guys. Set a last name, right, guys? There is a last name and what is my employee right? Employee dot get last name. What is the third method? Employee dot set what, guys? What is the third variable? Create set first name, last name, salary, and employee dot get salary. Done. Next what, guys? Email ID or mobile number dot set mobile number, or you people can check here, guys. What is that for email ID? Set email ID employee dot get employee get email ID, and what is that next, guys? Mobile number. Control V dot set mobile number and employee dot get mobile number. Done. Right, guys. Then after completion of it, then I need to insert save the data. Same data I need to save. See, guys, I'm getting the data and setting the data. Once, see, guys, modification I'm going to doing editing the data. So I'm going to again save the data into the same row. So I'm going to using employee report data save method is there, guys, and I'm going to saving the data. Which data I'm going to saving, guys? This data only I'm going to saving. Which data it is going to saving? Employee entity, setting the data means retrieving the data. Which one I'm going to retrieve? That data I'm going to there only I'm going to setting the database, right? So it will be give what, guys? Employee object, and I'm going to returning that database. Return, you return what, guys? I'm going to give in return type what? String, right? Data saved, employee data saved successfully. Employee data saved, updated, right? Updated successfully. Right? If it is no data, then I need to return what, guys? Null. There is no data. That is the reason I'm going to give returning what, guys? Null values. If people use me else, no problem. Else block I'm going to returning, guys. I'm going to returning in else block. I'm going to returning null values. There is no data identified to that based on that user ID. Then it will be return null. Right? Okay, guys. It has been completed in service IMPL class. Go to that controller class and we can implement one more API. One more API I'm going to implement it. Public response entity and string I'm going to pass in. Get employee is that method name. Get employee is that method, and I'm going to passing two parameter here, guys. How many parameter I need to pass? Two parameter. First parameter what, guys? Employee ID. Integer employee ID comma. Second parameter what, guys? I'm going to passing as a entity class. Employee entity, right? Employee entity. Employee entity. Employee. Right? So this is has been completed. I'm going to using what annotation here, guys? At the rate path the variable is that one of the annotation is there, and we need to pass what guys, one more annotation, that is at the rate request body, request request body, right? Yeah, has been done. So I need to returning the data. So before returning the data, I need to send that request inside that where guys, in that service IMPL class. What is that? Get employee method. I'm going to passing as a two parameter. I need to pass employee ID, comma employee, comma get employee, get employee ID, comma what is that, employee second parameter. What happened? Remove that argument. Only one parameter is there. Employee ID and employee, right? So go and check inside that how many parameters it is expecting. No, here is that two parameter is there, employee ID and employee entity. This is that method. I'm going to calling this method, not get employee, update employee guys. I think there is a mistake. I'm going to call it here. Dot get update, right? Update employee, employee ID, employee. Done. Will be returning to that word guys, one employee object as string data it is going to returning, and I'm going to return the data guys now. Return new response entity I'm going to passing as a string comma http status. Data stored successfully, data updated, employee data updated successfully, right? Second parameter http status created or updated. You can view update is there or created or what. You can view that anything is no problem. Done, right? So I'm going to use into that one rest endpoint, that is what guys, method as the method name as a put method. Put method, put mapping is that method is there. I'm going to passing what guys, endpoint URL, rest endpoint URL, that is what, update employee slash based on ID, right guys? I'm going to give in the path variable. That is the reason I'm going to copy it and pass in here. This is that path variable guys, right? Done it is. Employee ID is passing as a parameter. Go and check guys. I need to update the data. Is updated or not? We can check here guys. See here guys, what is my go and check. There is a data. Which data we need to identify, modify guys? Suresh data I need to modify. What guys? Instead of Suresh, I'm going to give in what guys? I'm going to give in Naresh. I'm going to give in Naresh data guys. I'm going to give in Naresh data. Suresh data I'm going to identify, changing the data. If people can check what is that ID guys? Suresh data 3. You can pass as a 3 here. And what is my rest endpoint here? URL here guys. You can copy it. Update employee. Go and postman. Control V slot 3, and I'm going to give in what guys. Instead of first name, I'm going to give in what? First name I'm going to give in Nourish, right? Only Nourish I need to change guys. And for salary is that what guys? 45 is there, right? 55 I need to change. There is a two data I'm going to update it. You people can check here, guys. There is no Naresh data is there, but I'm going to update it that ID as a 3. That name as first name as a Suresh and Naresh. Instead of Suresh, it will become as a what Naresh, and that salary instead of 45,000, 55,000 it will become, guys. Right? I'm going to sending as a request. You people can check here, guys. No, I'm going to use into that method name as a wrong here, guys. We need to use put method. Send request now. See, employee data updated successfully, guys. You can go and check that third record, guys. Instead of Suresh, it will become Naresh. You people can check. Last name Suresh 45. Not updated, guys. It is some logic mistake is there. So that is the reason it is not updated. Yeah. So go and check my logic. What I did here, guys. Service IMPL class, I need to update this same data, right? So that is coming as a new data. So this is the employee data I'm going to update it here. Control yes. No, it is that optional class. This is the employee entity, guys. This is that employee entity. I'm going to saving the data. Control yes now, and we can send again request. If people can check, I'm going to sending the data. Go and check. Suresh, no data updated, nothing but we are doing some refresh first of all that queries, guys. Suresh, Suresh, Surena. So no data updated. What I did in business logic, get the data, set the data. So first of all, we need to employee dot get the data. Yeah, we did a small mistake here, guys. First, we need to get set the data. Yeah, guys, if you don't know that thing, we can what guys, where my data it is going to getting and what I did mistake, we need to identify, guys. You people can check here, guys. I'm going to write into that what guys, debugging my application. How I'm going to debugging my application? You people can check. See, this is that I'm going to debugging. This is that line number as a 47 and 49. I'm going to debugging. So my application stop now, and I'm going to debug my application. So I'm going to running my application where what happened I don't know that data. So run as debug Java Spring Boot application, guys. Right. So my application, I mean, guys, we multiple ways we can debug. Data is coming or not, we can check. Instead of that, what you have to do, guys. Instead of that, what you have to do. First of all, data coming or not, if people can check how I'm going to sending that request. I'm going to running that my Spring Boot application. And what should I to do here, guys? I'm going to update the data, right, guys? That updated data is updated or not. I need to check where I need to check. Go to service IMPL class, and before updating the data, I need to print the data, guys. System.out.println of this is the data I need to print. Control V dot toString, right? Enter data, it will become, guys. Control S, go and send the request. Send request. updated, it is getting as a what is not getting. I'm going to sending request now. Yeah, data updated successfully. Go to that area and you can check where my data updated. We can check here guys. Employee ID, create date, first name, last name. Where is my data? It's not getting right. So for that purpose, what we have to do guys here, first name, last name is not updated. I need to check one more thing. Service IMPL class employee. Control C, Control V, Control S. Go and check now. Data, employee data updated successfully. Go and check in here. No, it's not getting. I'm going to printing the data out. Where it is? Saved employee. Would be employee details plus employee details. Details. Right? Control S. And request again. No response because of our application not complete. Go and check. First of all, we can clear this and send request again. Apply data successfully. Data email ID first name last name is getting right. Okay. Yeah, I can check now by using what guys? Debug the data. Run as debug as Spring Boot. What I'm going to passing guys, in real-time scenario, we are going to facing this kind of issues where we are going to write into the business logics and how we can resolve that things. So each and everything we can get here guys, no problem. First of all, you have to require patience, otherwise we are going to skip it, right? I'm going to sending that request. Then it is going to opening my to that what? Go to that controller class and it will become as a debug point guys. Now it is getting up. I'm going to sending the data. Yeah, will become now. Where is my debug point is there guys? If people can check my debug point, it will become right. will become as a one color, guys. My where it is will become as a green color. I'm going to pointing where is my break point. Go to that. If you are not able to identify, then you can click yeah. See here, guys. There is a my what, guys. This is that green color. It is going to light blue color. It is going to getting red, guys. The green color, right? So this is that debugging point. I need to go to there. So if I want to go to that in this class, there is a word, guys. Step over, step return, step into. I need to go in this method, guys. Right? So what is my data? If people can check here, guys, my request coming as a 3, value 3 I'm going to send it. So I'm going to do that next line, guys. Step over, return over. Next line I'm going to, if ID is there or not, it is going to check in. My condition it is going to check in, guys, in database. See here, guys, it is going to checking the data so that you people can check here, guys. 3 values I'm going to pass in, and that employee ID you people can check. There is a employee ID. Employee ID is the 3, and that value what, guys? 3 is that Suresh, and that means database table. Database data it is going to returning, guys, now, right? So what I need to check, I need to go to that next line. What happened? Means is going to getting else block, right? Return null, guys. Means after condition is empty, then yeah, here is that one of the major mistake I did here, guys. That is control C. I need to get the data condition check, but that object is not returning, right, guys? Yeah, already returned that object also. Get employee entity is not entered into that where, guys, in this updated logic it is not able to update it. Data is there if it is empty, but data is not empty, right, guys? Is empty, so it will be give data based on that employee ID. I'm going to update, right? Will be give return. So one more time you can check, come back, stop here, and I'm going to sending that request one more time. You people go and check, guys. Go where? Open that controller class. Response is nothing but we can stop. Already stop, right? Run debug as Spring Boot application. Okay, no, not Spring Boot application. Run as there is a debug as, right? Spring Boot application. First, you can start that server, guys. There is a multiple application is there, I think, right? Debug as Spring Boot application. Employee management. Okay. Yeah, my implementation, what is my application running fine now. Set and get. Where is my class? I'm going to sending that request. Employee update employee put method I'm going to using. Send that request. Naresh. Going to send the Naresh here based on ID. That ID coming or not. Go to that method. Step over into is going to get in employee ID means there is a people can check here guys. Yeah, that employee ID coming as a null guys. That is the reason it is not updated. Very simple. I identified that issues. So what should I to do? I need to pass a employee ID, right? Employee ID, employee ID, right? Employee ID what? See, it is don't know where I need to update the data. This is the passing the parameter, right, guys? So I'm going to identify the issues. So I'm going to stop this server and I'm going to running my application with that word guys. Employee management run as Spring Boot application. Right, guys. Next, my application running fine now. Go and check. I'm going to update it now. Click on send button. Employee data updated successfully. Instead of Suresh, we can check Naresh is there or not. Refresh. Hey, is not updated, guys. Again, you can check in where. Oh, I'm going to saving that data. So send request now. Go and check. Suresh, Surena, not updated. Employee data get first name, last name, salary, email ID, first name, last name, salary, email ID, mobile number, to string. It is not 17. Data not stored. Let me check one more time, guys. Employee data is empty. I.get. So yes, we can check now guys. Give me 1 minute. Run as debug as Java Spring Boot application. We have to require patience, guys. We need to resolve, no need to worry. Employee ID, optional employee ID. Go and send a response. Open to that servlet class. Update employee. Go to that employee. Then is getting again employee ID coming as a null guys. Is not getting a what guys employee ID null only. So why it is not able to fitting because of employee ID may be not able to match with my this property employee emp. Yeah, that is the issue guys. Right? There is a property name I'm given wrong. That is the reason it is getting. Right? Now it will be 100%. It will become. Go and stop this server. Debug mode. You can run our application. Will be run 100% guys. That data it will be updated. I'm given that wrong guys. That is the reason that employee ID given that wrong, but I'm passing that what guys employee ID is that different property name. Completed it. I'm going to sending request. Send request. Employee data updated successfully. Now go and check. Refresh this data. Yay. Mahesh, Suresh. Employee ID. Control S. You are not asking, right? Then go and change delegate fiber name delegate control S. Go and check and request and check Suresh not updated. Take the one more time. We can check it. Stop server run as debug as a Spring Boot application. Where it is what happened, I need to check guys. Okay, go and send request. Employee ID 3, employee slash employee update employee slash 3. I'm going to update it. So send request and controller class is getting, go to that class, you can check, yeah, getting the data, Naresh data, see here, Naresh data is getting 55,000 as a request. But what happened to that next line, we can check. Step over, next line, it is going to checking that condition. Employee ID 3 is there or not, it is going to check in. And come to that next, is not able to enter it, guys. Right? Because of that employee ID 3, employee ID 3 is there. ID is equal oh, dot sorry, is present method we need to use. But see guys, this is a small mistake. It is making too very complicated, right? Is present method we need to use, not is empty. Is empty is nothing but it is going to, yeah, empty is nothing but it is going to else block only, not getting to that is present. If it is available, then it will be go to that if condition. We are updating that updating logic. We are going to inside that if condition, right, guys? So you people can check. I'm going to running my application now. Control yes. I'm going to, guys. This is that 100%. It will be work without fail. Is present. Previously also I'm using isMTR. Is present, right? Yeah. Application running completed. Go and send request. Employee data updated successfully. Check here. See guys, Naresh data and 55,000 is updated, right? But what we have to do, guys, there is a what? Our data is that our data is not throwing to that exception here because of our data is not updated. Then it is going to returning what, guys? Data updated successfully. So what we have to do, there is a we need to implement what, guys? Exception handling we need to implement, right? So for that purpose, what should I to do now? I'm going to updating the data here. There is no data as a 4, right? I'm going to trying with that 4, guys. See here, guys, I'm going to updating the data with 4 ID. There is no 4 ID. Then what is that? It will become as a employee data updated successfully because of this is the data came from where, guys? Here only, from that controller class. What should I to do? I don't want to that if data is stored successfully, I'm going to return say here, guys, I'm going to use into that what? I'm going to write in that if condition this logic. employee ID equal to employee ID not equal to null, not equal to null, employee ID, right? Get employee, what is it? Is role skill, role with not equal to null, then not equal to null and not empty, and empty, right? Right. So then this is that logic execute, return else block, return what guys? No data identified, no data. I'm going to give in what guys in Allah. Then right, or else you can use this guys. You can use here and you can pass string not updated, employee data not updated. You can use it, and here HTTP okay dot bad request. There is a bad request is that will be thrown to that word guys exception. If people can check, it's not able to come now. I'm going to checking with that 4 ways. Employee data not updated successfully. 400 bad request it is getting. Right? This is that value. This is that word guys. Response came from where? From that controller class. Right? So this is that third operation. Fourth operation also completed guys. Fourth operation also completed. What is that fifth operation? I need to delete the data guys. Right? Guys, it is taking to that time factor that updating the data. We are doing a small mistake. You should be concentrate on that business logic guys. Okay. I'm going to using to that deleting the data guys. I'm going to deleting the data. How I'm going to deleting the data? If people can concentrate here guys. Employee repo. I'm going to get in the data again. Find by find by ID. Find by ID. What is my ID name? I'm going to give in some ID, and it will be returning to that employee data. I'm checking first of all employee data. Employee data. This employee data is there or not? I'm going to check in that condition, guys. I'm going to check in. Same which one I'm writing previously. That logic I'm going to do in here. inside that condition is present, not empty guys, present. Then I need to return the data. Employee data dot get method, it will be returning what guys? Object, right? So if it is object is there, then I need to remove that data guys. By help of what? By report dot by repository interface. Employee report dot there is a delete method is there guys. I need to pass that employee, right? So once that employee deleted, then I need to returning what one data guys, that is you return employee data deleted successfully. Employee data deleted successfully, right? I'm going to returning it. So my business logic has completed. Go to that controller class and we can implement one more API guys, right? So I'm going to using public response entity and inside that I'm going to give in what string, right guys? String, and it is expecting delete employee of, I'm going to passing what guys here in user ID employee ID. So I'm going to that is integer employee ID, integer employee ID. I'm going to returning the data, right? Control S, who's here? We'll take later. So I'm going to what I'm going to do in here guys, I'm going to calling by help of dot delete method from employee, passing employee ID. You will be give to that word guys string data. I'm going to return you and return new response entity. Response entity, I need to pass two parameter here. That is first one word guys, string data employee data deleted successfully, right? And it is passing one more parameter comma http status dot, okay. If it is deleted, then I need to status code as a 200 guys. Control shift O, there is a employee ID, why it is getting public new response entity, public response entity string here, delete employee. Oh, where it is, need to create. So let's, this is the method for this, right? Or of this method we can skip. So done. And yeah, we can use to that one of the REST endpoint, that is delete mapping. Delete mapping is that REST endpoint. We are going to give in slash delete slash ID. I'm going to pass in. So that is employee ID as a path path variable. This is based on that ID we are going to deleting the data. That is the reason we are going to using at the rate path variable guys, path variable annotation, path variable, right? Yeah, done. So you can go and check control C, and we are going to see, you can check here guys how many data is there. Pre record is there guys. I'm going to refreshing the data. Pre record is there. I need to delete the third data guys. Suresh data I need to, Naresh data I need to delete guys. So what should I to do? I'm going to deleting the data by using delete method. And what is my rest endpoint? Delete. I'm going to deleting the data as what guys? 3. This is that not consider guys. You can remove it, no problem. Control X. Right? I'm going to deleting the data from ID 3. Right? I'm going to send in that request. Employee data deleted successfully. If it will go and check, there is a, I'm going to, only 3 record is there. I'm going to refresh it. Only 2 record is there guys. Right? So my data also deleted guys. So here is that almost that operation has been completed, but I'm not implemented what guys. There is a validations. We need to implement to that exception handling, and we need exception handling we need to implement, and we need to do that validation guys. That validation part I will complete tomorrow guys, but today I'm going to use into that word guys only code operation by using Rust, Spring Boot with that watch. Uh, Reactjs, right guys? So I'm going to insert in few more record guys. Then is not able to respond. Judge. Not getting. Yeah. So guys, I'm going to integrating now my backend API to whom guys. I'm going to give into that what I'm going to implementing to that what we have to call it, front end, right? So guys, I'm going to open into that front end now. So guys, I already given some code to that Rusty APIs, but to that watch. See here guys, I'm going to give in, there is a Rusty APIs. I'm not able to using that Rusty APIs here. So what is my Rusty API? You people can check. First of all, I'm going to modify to that data guys. What is my user data, right? So how many data is there, I need to modify it. So first of all, that use serial number, user id, name, email id, mobile number, gender, age. It is that not email id and gender. So I'm going to remove this. We start development, right guys? Yeah, right. And I'm going to using what here guys, I'm going to running this application first. What is that this is that code guys. I'm going to implementing full stack development. So first of all, I will understand to you what is the full stack development, how I'm going to implementing that application. I will show you. Yeah. So guys, this is that full stack front end master is that my application name. This is that front end side I'm going to create it. Where I'm going to create it, you people, I'm going to show that path guys. This is that path of my what front end folder, front end project folder, where it is. Go to that key folder. There is a React.js. React application is there guys. is loading slowly. Please give me minutes. Is getting up. Is taking time, guys. Why my system getting slow? Taking is not a system hangout, guys. So control Z you can do here. Control S. Control S. I'm going to implement it, guys. This is the term implemented front end side, guys. So first of all, we can go to that package.json file. So that package.json file can have into that what, guys, library dependencies. This is the dependencies, guys. So that dependencies, what dependencies we are going to using, you people can check. There is a version it is going to given that dependencies, what are the library we are going to using, right? Test DOM and React dependencies and user event dependencies, Axios dependencies, Bootstrap dependencies. So this is the dependencies we can uh, available into the package.json, guys. And there is a what, guys, we have a what, there is a one of the folder is there, that is public folder we are not able to touch anything, guys, right? There is a only one file is there, that is index.html file. Only one file is there, guys, right? We are not able to touch it. And after that, what how to do, there is a src folder is there, guys. Src folder I'm going to creating few pages, guys. Here there is a home page. First of all, I'm going to creating, before home page I'm going to using app.js folder is given to that word, guys. I'm going to give in that route word, guys. This is that main is nothing but there is a one of the div tag is there. Div tag I'm going to use into that what, routing is nothing but guys, I'm going to explain you that next videos what is the use of to that routes and how we can use that routing concept in that. So this is that my, this is that word, guys. Endpoint URL, how it is going to configure when I'm going to running my application, that endpoint URL, this is that path, guys. So right, how I'm going to give in that rest endpoint URL, I'm going to use into that routing. I'm going to what, guys, routing to that, based on that routing I'm going to move to that pages, guys. So I'm going to running this application. First of all, I'm going to how I'm going to run this application, if people can check. cd what is, guys, full stack, right? I'm going to enter it into that. And uh, npm I'm going to running this application, guys. I'm going to doing some what, guys, in that home.js what, js file. I'm going to doing some implemented some code, guys, front end related thing. I need to check how we can get that data. Yes. Yeah. That port number running on what, guys? 3000, right? It will be open automatically. Right? So go and check, guys, now. This is that application running on port number what, 3000. Go to that browser now and open to that anything is here. I'm going to using localhost 3000, right? 3000. See, guys, this is that my what front end side I'm going to developing. So what I need to show here: user ID, name, email ID, salary, mobile number, and yeah, this is the three things is not required. I'm going to avoiding that. Go to that this page, and where I'm going to implement home.js page is there. So I'm going to remove that. Gender, age, deleted. Control S you can do, and that code is compiled. Go and check in where, guys, inside the browser, right? There is serial number, user ID, name, email, and after yeah, user ID, first name, last name, salary. Salary we have to repeat. So we need to implement user ID, first name, right? First name, and there is a what, guys, last name, and salary. This is that employee ID, guys. This is that employee ID. Employee ID, first name, last name, salary. Salary, salary, right? Control S, you can do it. This is that field I need to print onto that where, guys. I'm saying browser. Go to browser and you can check. See, serial number, employee ID, first name, last name, salary, email ID. After salary, email ID, and mobile number, right? I need to take as a action, no problem. So what should I to do? Go to that again here. I need to check what is that my user ID, employee ID. I'm going to give in my where my IDs is there. Go in entity class, employee ID. This is that my employee ID, guys. Control C, come here, first name, last name, right? User ID, key user, control V, your employee ID, first name, right? I'm going to copy paste, guys, it here. First name, last name, last name. I need to do it. Control V, Control C, last name, right? Control C, last name, remove it, and salary. Salary one field required, right? Salary also I'm going to give in here, guys. Salary. What is my variable here? Salary. Control C. From here and employee salary already done. Email, email, email ID. Control C. Mobile, mobile number, right? Mobile number, mobile number also, mobile number. Right, guys. So I don't want, see guys, there is a created date and updated date also is there. So for that purpose, what should I to do here? I'm going to taking created date, created date, created date field I required. Created date and second field, next one is that updated date. Means entire data I need to retrieve from the database, guys. That is the reason. Updated date, right? So here, what I am going to do in here, created date variable name I need to take, created date, mobile number, and updated date, right? And is not required, guys. There is no field as in nationality. I'm going to remove it. Control S. It's not able to come because of we are not passing as a our endpoint URL of that retrieving the data. Go and check now. Will be given employee serial number, employee ID, first name, last name, salary, email, mobile number, created date, updated date, and from action is there. Guys. Action it will become as a three fields. Yes, again I will show you. Yeah. So what I need to do here, guys, I am going to give into that endpoint URL of that retrieve the data. So how I'm going to get in that retrieve endpoint URL? See, I'm going to using localhost slash what 8 triple three slash get employee, right? Get employee, get employee, guys, employees, right? We can check what is the endpoint URL. Yeah, there is a two data is there, guys. This is the data I need to retrieve from in here, guys. I need to retrieve. So what should I to do? You can go here and you can, there is a what, guys, this is that you need to give what employee ID, right? Employee ID, user ID, employee ID. So first of all, I'm going to pass into that what, guys, get all users, right? Instead of that, I'm going to use employees, right? Control S. Go and check now, guys. Maybe that user ID is there or not, correct or not. We can check. Refresh here. refresh this, is not able to get, right? Because of we need to check what is that inspect. There is a cross horizon is that issue it will be get, guys. See here, there is a horizon 3000 cross horizon policy issues we got. Go here inside that controller class, and we can use at the rate cross horizon, and we need to pass system getting some disturbance case. My STS getting some issues, so it is not able to get in, guys. Not responding, guys.